Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we're going to be talking once more about Camber Energy after it broke my Twitter account polls. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. We're going to be talking a bit about due diligence, technical analysis of what we've seen in the recent developments. My last video is in the description below, but basically the last big thing is the short selling report that I did address in my last video. Now, one of the biggest things that this short selling report referred to was something that the company themselves were actually in the process of adjusting. And I'm just going to read this quick paragraph here. It's only going to take a minute or so. You can skip along, but basically they said, as of October 6, 2021, the company Camber Energy had around 250 million shares of common stock issued and outstanding. The increase of our common or outstanding shares of common stock from the date of the company's February 23rd, 2021, the increase in authorized shares of common stock from 25 million shares to 250 million shares. And this is primarily due to the conversion into common stock by an institutional investors of shares C convertibles, preferred stock of the company that were sold to the institutional investors in 2018 and or 2019, along with adjustments to such conversion and or conversion premiums due to in respect of such Series C preferred stock. So what does that mean? If you watched my last video, we did talk relating towards that short selling report where they were talking about the massive increase of common stock issued and outstanding, and we did address it, and they actually even addressed it previously in different SEC filings, that there is quite a good amount of shares and warrants or warrants in the outstanding conversion series shares that could be converted to common shares or common stock if the stock hits a certain level. And that is a part of almost any company. So that is understandable. 250 million. Now, this is highly more than what's reported, around 60 million. So that's almost 5 times. And that makes the company itself around $300 million in terms of the market cap. Actually, even more than that. Could be around almost 400. It's 171 multiplied by 250 million shares. That gets you the current market cap. So for that short selling report, it did say it's highly overvalued because of that. But what they forgot to talk about is how this is a momentum play, not a fundamentals play. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, we don't see almost any activity from there. But if we were to take a look into different things like the short interest ratio is currently 0.05, and 0.05 is showing you that the days to cover is very small compared to a lot of other stocks. The dark pool short volume is around 330 million shares and around 57.23% of all traded shares today. Now, in terms of the short shares availability, you're taking a look at 3.8 million shares available for short selling, and the short borrow fee rate increased a little to 13.02, still not really significant enough. And what we're seeing is that volumes are hitting almost all-time high, and the short volume has increased from the day before from 37 to 57, suggesting that they're really going after this. If we were to take a look from just retail in general, a lot of different influential people on Twitter and retail streams have been really trying to push this one up back towards $3 and even $5. Now, they have succeeded for the most part. We're going to talk about technical analysis and what happens next. But if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications on for this channel. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video. And if you'd like to see more of my contents and discuss a bit of these stocks more, you can join my Discord totally free. Let's move on towards technical analysis now. Now, some of the things that we're actually seeing here on technical analysis. We have the 10 SMA being above the 30 MA, and that is bullish on its own. 50 SMA is as well above the 200 SMA. Again, another bullish part. And there's something called the trading action zone, where most positive reversals occur between the 254 and the 177. And currently it's very close between there. And if it does go back within that range, you might actually start seeing another positive reversal. Now, on the 80X, it's not showing you much in terms of the direction of this movement. And the William %R shows that this one is highly oversold, suggesting more selling activities than we would anticipate what a balanced basically market transactions would look like. In terms of the MACD on its own, we're still seeing that these levels are continuously going towards the negative side. So momentum itself hasn't really grasped yet on the MACD to go and propel itself towards the positive side. In terms of momentum on its own, that's kind of very much flat, around 0. In fact, it's around 0.25. Not the worst it's been, but not much momentum in either direction at this point. If anything, it's going a bit more towards the positive side. Both stochastic fast and stochastic slow are showing you a bit of a bounce back towards the positive side, and that on its own is a bullish prospect. Now, on the other thing that we're taking a look at is the moving averages bands, and we're expecting this run to trade between the 231, 210, and 189. If we were to take a look into Fibonacci retracements, we're able to see there's a significant support level at the 140, below there 33 cents. Resistances are at 206, 259, 312, 388, and 485. Now, if we were to take a look into what happened very much in the recent times, we're able to see some price line actions that are very important to us. Currently, incredible support at the 169, 156, 144, 133. If that breaks, you're going 123, 113, down to 105 and 86 cents. Some significant resistances that we need to break is 186, above there, 202, 218, going upwards to 244, 263, up higher to 298, 322, to 360, above that 393, and then 426 and 442. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think is most likely going to happen? Now, I did say that this is an inverse cup, and you're most likely going to get a little bit of a handle here that will push forward, and we're seeing this one bounce a little bit downwards. Now, it is kind of textbook upside down or inverted cup with a handle, and that's a bearish sign on its own. But there's a lot more to it than just a technical indicators and a little bit of a technical pattern. You got to understand what's happening here. There's a short selling report that is suggesting things that some are true, some are exaggerated, and some are false. Now, the true things we've already discussed before, and a lot of people already knew that because it was in the SEC filings. They did not really bring something with detectives and find something astonishing. They just shined some light out and saying, hey, you guys know the stock is highly overvalued. And honestly, to that I say, duh. This is not an Amazon or Google. This was a momentum play. People wanted to play it in terms of momentum and volume. It wasn't about that this is the next company that's going to be bought by Tesla. That's not what the narrative was. It was more about momentum and retail pushing the stock. So in all definition, it wasn't something astonishing that they discovered or anything. That was kind of given information. And you got to start asking, is momentum dying? Well, currently volumes are one of the biggest volumes you've ever seen, as you get to see. It basically almost mimics the 29th of September. So you're seeing a lot of activity. Now, this was considered a bounce back from 85 cents all the way to 240. The question is, did the people that pushed it to the 240s and almost to the $3 sold? They probably have started selling around 2. So you got to be very careful of that if it does bounce back. But right now we need some accumulation time for it to accumulate a little, everything to get shaked out, and then propel back upwards if it still has momentum. What do you think is going to happen within the next few days? Make sure to share down in the comments below, share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.